Hi, it's Kristen, and today I'm going to be doing this look inspired by Harley freaking Quinn, one of my favorite characters in all of fiction. As you probably know, Harley has a new movie coming out called Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. This comes out on February 7th, and you can bet this is the look I'm going to be wearing to the theaters to go see it. Keep watching if you want to see how I achieved this look and what inspired what little bit. I'm going to be using my P. Louise eye primer, and I'm going to be putting that on the lid as well as below for this look. I'm just going to do that quickly off camera so we can get started on eyeshadow. So as you can see, I've covered the under eye area as well as the top of my lid. I want the colors to really pop because Harley Quinn is definitely a colorful lady, so this is going to be a colorful look. The palette I'm going to be using today is the Fun Size Donut palette by Violet Voss. And the first color I'm going to be using is in the top middle, this pink right here. I'm going to take a fluffy brush, dip right in, and I'm going to be going around the crease area as well as that under eye and just blend it out like so. So you want the pink to sort of have formed a circle around your eye, not go too sparingly in this part of it. Just add in as much as it takes to get that pigment to really pop. Next, I'm going to be going in with this darker pink at the corner here, and I'm going to be deepening the crease on the top portion of my eye and in the outer area, just to get that more dimensional look. Now that this is done, take a flat brush and spray it with your favorite setting spray. I'm going to be using the Urban Decay All Nighter because this next part I really want the pigments and the shimmer to shine through. We're going to be dipping into this blue shade at the bottom middle. It's kind of like an aqua, and I'm going to be going over the entire lid with that. Don't be afraid to add more and more pigment if you need to layer it up to get that blue to really pop. Before we continue, I'm going to do the same thing on this eye. As you can see, it's a very simple look to achieve, and yet it's very colorful and out there, just like Harley. So right now, I've got the two colors from her new hairdo from Birds of Prey going on in my eyes right now, which is a pink color and an aqua color. The next thing I'm going to do is going to take a small brush and do my brow highlight using this shimmery white color over here in the corner. And I'm going to use the same color in my inner highlight. And I'm actually going to be using my favorite inner highlight brush, which is a Harley Quinn themed brush by Looksy Beauty. It looks like this. And I just thought I'd mention that because it's so fitting for the theme. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And it'll really bring that cool white pale look that she's got. Right now, just to make sure my look is blended, I'm going to dip back into the first pink shade that I used and blend it out a little bit right where I put it the first time. I always do this after I put my highlight color above my brow, just because I find that it makes it a lot more just blended out, and it adds a little something to the look instead of having those harsh lines. Now that that's done, I'm going to be going in with my eyeliner. And for a Harley look, I would do nothing but a deep dark black. I'm going to be using my Lise Watier Dramatic Gel Liner. And I'm going to start off by doing my tight line on the upper lash, and then going down and doing a thick bottom line in black. I'm going to do that off camera so that I can go in a little bit closer and hold the mirror up. I actually usually wear glasses, so it's hard for me to see what I'm doing. So hopefully that bottom liner came off looking a little bit messy. That's the look I was going for, just because Harley Quinn's always in a fight and she's always going at it with someone, and she doesn't have time for a perfect liner that's going to stay all day. At least, like, that's how I imagine it, you know? So next is face makeup, and I wanted to do a matte look. In every picture that I've seen of her, in every ad, I find that her makeup doesn't have that same glowy Instagram look. It has like a very, very matte look. Starting off with primer, I'm actually going to be using a Tea Tree Pore Minimizing Primer from the Body Shop. It looks like this, and I find that this one actually even adds a matte look to it. So I'm just going to go ahead and add that to my face. So I've applied my primer all across my face. I know some people prefer just certain areas, but for me, I find it works best when I go everywhere. And then I used a fan to just let it sink in a bit, dry it down, to prepare for my foundation. I'm going to be using the same foundation I usually use, which is the Jouer Essential High Coverage Cream Foundation. This is a very matte foundation, I find, especially if you set it with the right powder. You can make your face look glowy with it, but for this look, I'm going to lean towards a matte powder and set it with that. The powder I've chosen to use is my RCMA No Color Powder, mainly because it's matte, but also just because the white reminded me of Harley's pale skin. And I thought it would be fun to try something new when usually I use my Marcel Translucent Setting Powder. So the foundation is applied, the powder is set all over my face, and now for my trusty Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. So for bronzer, it's a little bit tricky. On one hand, I don't want to look too flat and one-dimensional. On the other hand, Harley Quinn is a very pale character and not super bronzy and glowy. So what I'm going to do is go in using my Fenty Shady Biz bronzer and add a little bit to my cheeks, not too much, just to add in a bit more definition. also going to go along my forehead just a little bit. Same thing for blush. I don't want it too intense, but I do want to have that sort of definition and a bit of color to my cheeks without it being too harsh. This is the shade Insightful in the Tarte 12-Hour Amazonian Clay blush line. Even though this is a matte look, I do want to use a bit of highlight. So I'm going to go in with a small fluffy brush just so that it is in certain areas. I don't want it to look too blown out. It's going to be very much just along the cheekbones here and a little bit here, just along the nose, cupid's bow, and chin. And I'm going to be using that same inner corner highlight shade and brow bone shadow that I actually used as a highlight. It's this one right here. Again, I'm just going to dip into that. So it might seem a little bit strange to have such a stark white highlight, but I do love highlight and I wanted it to be very Harley Quinn. So I thought that white, pale, shiny, sprinkly would be, sparkly, would be something that would be fitting for her sort of essence. But if you don't want to use a highlight that intense, at least, you can always just choose to go in with just the matte look. So now that my face makeup's done, I'm going to go off camera and do my setting spray, brows, put some false lashes on, and then come back and we're going to do the lip together. So I'm back with brows and lashes done. Next, the lip. You can always go in with a nude gloss to keep it more balanced with the more extreme eye look, or, like me, you could go full Harley Quinn style and copy her bright red lipstick. I've chosen a liquid matte formula by Anastasia Beverly Hills in the shade Seraphine. And that's what it looks like with a lip. But wait, there's more. No Harley Quinn look would be complete without at least one little face tattoo. So that's it. That's the finished look. Down to the little heart under the eye, which was a little bit tricky to do. So I'm sorry if the editing cut out a bit there. And the bright red lip with the crazy eye. But Harley is nothing if not crazy, so it's perfect. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Like if you like, don't if you don't. Bye for now.